WLR's On The Ball.
With Maleven Honey. Start the new year with winning results. Honey is low in fat and high in energy. See Maleven.com.
Yes, a very good afternoon. You're very welcome to another jam-packed On The Ball here on WLR. Huge night later on as the overall winner of the 2019 WLR Granville Hotel GAA Awards. Winner will be revealed by our special guest Mary O'Connor. We'll have an extensive preview ahead of the gala event. Reflections as well on last night's local bar Waterford GAA Awards up there in Dungarvan. Huge game for Munster in the Heineken Champions Cup. They head to Paris for that crunch encounter tomorrow. We'll look ahead to the cross-channel action, another busy day in the Premier League, and we'll also have racing with Mark Phillips a little later in the hour. If you want to get in touch with the programme, it's 083 3333 975. We're also on Facebook and indeed on Twitter. So we do appreciate your feedback, and we're with you until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Yeah, I hope you're in a good fettle this rather gloomy Saturday afternoon, but we're going to keep you entertained for the next hour with another busy sports programme. All roads lead to the Granville Hotel later on tonight. Of course, the overall winner of the 2019 WLR Granville Hotel GAA Awards will be revealed by our special guest Mary O'Connor, who's the CEO of the Federation of Irish Sport. She's going to be announcing the winner a little later at the gala banquet in the Granville. Ger Lawton of the Waterford News and Star is in studio to preview the big event, but just before that we're going to take a look back at the various monthly winners from an exciting 2019, just to give you a flavour of who's in contention ahead of tonight's big event. Tommy Ryan was the first monthly winner of the 2019 WLR Granville Hotel GAA Awards. The Tallow attacker was in impressive scoring form as Waterford made a blistering start to life in Division 1B of the Alliance Hurling League. Tommy netted a brace of goals with two brilliant finishes in Waterford's comfortable win over Laois at O'Moore Park.
I suppose they have. Myself and Stephen and Shane, that our general instinct always playing used to be going for goals. Even you see the lads playing for Ballysaggart when they get inside, that their first option sometimes is just to go at the man, and we've got inside a few times, but I suppose the lads have encouraged us as well that to kind of go at teams and stuff and not to be afraid to take them on, and they never really give out to us if we're making mistakes inside once we're trying things.
Annie Fitzgerald was the winner in March after the Waterford and Goal tier star had a hectic month, playing a pivotal role in the success of St Angela's Ursuline, who became the first Waterford school to lift an All-Ireland A Schools camogie title. Annie, who was captain and player of the match, hit 1-9 in their replay win over Cross and Passion from Antrim.
Yeah, it's nice to be recognised. It's good for camogie as well. But I suppose it is a team sport, and I'm kind of here accepting on behalf of all the teams. There's no way we would have won anything without the 20-25 girls that are on the panel. So yeah, it's great to be here representing the school and club as well. So yeah, it's good.
You definitely get to a stage where you really do embrace the wins and the good days, and maybe more so than you would have when you're starting out in your career. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and I suppose thinking back, we've played in maybe 7 national finals since 2010, and on top of that a Munster senior final, and out of those we only would have had actually 2 victories in, we'll say, the league replay against Tipperary to come up to Division 2, and also the All-Ireland intermediate final in 2015. So look, winning a national final wasn't lost on us. It was a very special moment.
Ladies football was to the fore once again in May with Maria Delahunty the monthly winner. The Abbey-side attacker finished with 1-4 and put in a player of the match display as Waterford were crowned Division 2 National League champions following a 5-13 to 1-17 victory over Kerry.
Team performance, absolutely. I just think everyone played brilliant, and to bring Chloe Fennell on then at half time, she was just a bundle of energy then when she came on as well, and everyone played their part today. It was the best I've ever seen us play, honest to God. Yeah, delighted.
June went to Waterford camogie captain Niamh Rocket, who scored 1-2 from play in a player of the match performance against Dublin at Welsh Park to inspire the Dacia to their first win of the All-Ireland series. Niamh says that the back garden at home was very competitive when she was growing up.
Oh yeah, I remember I was out in the garden with my father, my neighbours and my brother, and sure it'd be wicked to be like Croke Park out in the garden there some days now, and they'd tear everyone out. They'd tell my little sister out and she'd be just take the purse and she wouldn't be, you mightn't even have a hurley in her hand, like, you know. And I got a bang in the head and I remember I went down and I was pumping blood and my father said, get up, there's nothing wrong with you, get up, stitches, I had to get stitches over my eyes, so there's nothing wrong with you, get up, you'll be grand, like, you know. Yeah, there was often times my brother would always go to the football and hurling matches every weekend, so yeah, it was very, very competitive. Even I was a bit smaller than my brother and we used to just eat each other. I suppose that's where I came from.
Beth Carton scored 5 goals and 36 points in 6 matches this summer as the Dacia made it back to the All-Ireland quarter-finals. She picked up the July Award and was named player of the tournament as the Grey Stew outfit won the All-Ireland Sevens against local rivals Galtier in Kilmacud Crokes.
Yeah, look, I suppose it was a season definitely of mixed emotions. We definitely, I suppose, you could see the improvement from last year. Started off with the tip game on June the 15th and look, that was definitely a day of mixed emotions with the abandonment and everything, but we took it game by game and to get back to a quarter final was massive.
Dual star Desi Hutchinson claimed the August award. He fired 6 points from play as Ballygunner passed passage in the quarter-finals of the County Senior Hurling Championship. The former Brighton and Hove Albion soccer star and Waterford FC player was surprised to pick up his first monthly award.
Yeah, it was, in fairness. It's probably the last thing I expected, to be honest. I'm only back, I suppose, not long, and to get something like this so early, it's great, but I'm just delighted to be back playing with Galtier and Ballygunner, and we have a big few weeks ahead of us.
Ballymacarbery attacker Sinead Ryan kicked 1-9 in a player of the match performance against Cummer Rangers as Ballymacarbery won their 38th county title in a row. She picked up the award in September, following in the footsteps of her sister Michelle earlier on in the year.
Absolutely, yeah, it is. It's very special to get this award. You know, Michelle was the April winner, and I'm absolutely over the moon to get the September one. Oh, absolutely, definitely the hardest. I mean, we were 6 points down at one stage in the match, and you know, like things were really going for Cummer Rangers, and I suppose half time just came at the right time, and you know, we just came out in the second half and we really just dug deep, and thank God we did, and we got over the line.
Ballysaggart midfielder Kieran Bennett struck 9 points from play in the Western final win over Ardmore and added 4 in the county final against Ballygunner as they earned promotion to the senior ranks. He was one of our October joint winners, and he admitted that 2019 has been an unbelievable season.
Oh God, definitely. I think this year was the first time we've ever won a Western intermediate, so from then on everything has just been a bonus. You know, we've been in cloud nine since, kind of just a bit of a weight kind of lifted off our shoulders after getting that first Western final, and every game since was kind of played at that bit more freedom, I think, so it's just a big help.
Rathgormack's Conor Murray was the other joint winner in October. He played a major part as Rathgormack won their first county senior football title since 1999 with a hard fought win over Balnacourty in Fairfield.
The past 5-6 weeks have been incredible, really. The build up to the county final, seeing the flags up around the village was top to toe and red and green. You seen that yourself when you came up. The day of the county final, a few days after it, it's hard to put into words what it meant to so many people around the village. The lift it gave everyone, and then up to Milltown Malbay we had 3 weeks after the county final, and again the support was incredible. I think we did outnumber the Milltown supporters in their own home field, 2.5 hours away from the village. So no, it was an invaluable experience, and it's one that's going to stand to us for the next few years, I'm sure.
It was the first award for Conor Sheehan, who in November emerged as a key player for Ballygunner as they continue their impressive form in the Munster Club Championship.
I suppose I've been on the panel for a few years, and I think this year is the kind of year that I made a breakthrough. And look, I suppose that's obviously huge thanks to Darragh O'Sullivan and David Franks for putting so much belief in me, I suppose, and allowing me to kind of perform at that stage, you know what I mean? So that was great, I suppose.
And another first-time winner is Owen Kearns, who was awarded the final monthly award in December. He delivered a man-of-the-match performance as St Mary's bridged a 30-year gap to win the county junior hurling title, hitting 8 points in the win over Ballydurn.
That was a special day. That was definitely the proudest day for me, and it'll be hard to beat that feeling when we got over Ballydurn by 2 points. It was a great day, yeah.
When I get up, they gon' be high with me. I'll say forever, my family.
Yeah, well, there you have it. Indeed, the 12 monthly winners vying for the overall accolade tonight, of course, down there in the Granville Hotel. So just to give you a flavour of those monthly winners, and delighted to welcome into the studio now sports editor with the Waterford News and Star, that is Ger Lawton. Appreciate you dropping in, Ger.
No bother, Gav.
I suppose, Ger, just listening back there to a flavour of the 12 monthly winners, some immense talent and great achievements during 2019.
Absolutely. When you go back over them, there's some brilliant achievements. I suppose in some ways it was a disappointing GAA year, but when you look at the talent there and what they all did, there were some fantastic achievements.
Absolutely, indeed. We'll quickly scan through the various monthly winners, starting with February. Tommy Ryan, of course, there, the goal machine from Tallow, had a great start to the year.
Yeah, absolutely. He was lethal in the first few games. He's a fellow you definitely wouldn't like to come across as a cornerback. I was a cornerback myself in my day, and I definitely wouldn't like to.
You wouldn't like to be marking him?
Tell you that, no way.
Absolutely. A couple of goals there in the win over Laois. Annie Fitzgerald then, it's a name we've been hearing about the last couple of years, and St Angela's Ursula and Ger really lit up Waterford and lit up Camogie there in March.
Absolutely. The Ursuline story is incredible, really, when you think about it's only 4 or 5 years since they started Camogie in the school, and they've gone on, won B titles, and this was their first A title, and it's an incredible achievement. The work that has gone in is incredible, and there's no doubt that Annie's an absolute star, and she's going to go on to be a national camogie star. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely, yeah, central to everything good, and I suppose the breeding is good there with on the Sullivan side, and I know her dad Anthony as well, very prominent referee as well. So
Absolutely.
She's bred in the purple, as they say.
Absolutely, and she won the first Kevin Casey award a couple of years ago too, didn't she?
She did indeed, the emerging young player, yeah, which will also be revealed tonight. Great to remember our late colleague Kevin as well on the night. April then was the turn of Waterford ladies football star Michelle Ryan, who I suppose has been in the headlines this year, this week even. Ger announcing her retirement after 19 years in the inter-county season. So phenomenal ambassador for the sport.
Absolutely. Michelle has been a star. Tomas in our paper did a piece with her this week, Tomas McCarthy, and she started off with being the mascot of the team, and they were good, and that just sums it up. She was born into it with her father Michael, of course, and all her sisters, and she's been an absolute star, and of course she was brilliant again this year. And I suppose, as Tomas said, she's going out at on top of her form. She's playing well this year as she ever did, and I suppose it's a bit surprising she walked away, but she owes it nothing, that's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Still a few years, I'd say, left in the Ballymacarbery jersey, as I was saying to her as well the other day there, Joe.
Absolutely. I'd say she has the 37 in a row this year. I'd say she'd definitely make the 40 anyway, but I suppose Cumber Rangers will have something to say about that.
I'm sure they will. They'll have another good battle in 2020. Ladies football then dominated again in May. Of course, it was a great month for Waterford. Of course, they won that league title. Hugely impressive display against Kerry, and obviously central to that was Maria Delahunty, very impressive up front.
Yeah, absolutely. When you beat Kerry in anything is a good achievement in football, especially in a final. And I remember that was a cracker of a game, and Maria was superb that day, and it was a brilliant achievement. And she's been a great servant as well for many years, and it's great to see her honoured here and recognised for all her great achievements over the last number of years.
Absolutely, and rightly so. Like just looking at it there, even 5-13 they kicked that day against Kerry, which was, they were just kind of on fire. Their movement, the pace, just really electrifying, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and for Maria to get 1-4 herself that day, that's in a final, especially, when the pressure is on, that's when the real players stand up, when the big players stand up, and she certainly did that day.
She certainly did indeed, yeah. The Abbey side attacker, of course. June then, Camogie dominated June, and of course Niamh Rocket, who of course will captain the Waterford Camogie team in 2020. That crucial 1-2, of course, in the win against Dublin, which I suppose gave Waterford a great confidence boost, I suppose, Jar, at the time.
Absolutely, and she, of course, they went on and had a great game against Galway. They had Galway in big trouble for a lot of that game, and narrowly lost out in the end. And of course, Galway went on and won the All Ireland. Niamh has been brilliant over the last couple of years. She really has come into her own, and she's a real star of this team now. And of course, it makes it even more incredible. It's that a number of years ago she was told that she'd have to pack it up, that she wouldn't be able to play anymore. So it's an incredible story, really.
Yeah, it is, because she's been really through the mill with injuries and told that, I don't know, can you do that? But I suppose that the work she put in behind the scenes and her desire, I suppose, to get back and play for her county and now to captain her county this year is going to be brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's a fantastic story, and it just shows, all the work that goes in behind the scene, to get back from where she was to where she is now it's just hats off. It's fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah. And her Waterford teammate Beth Carton picked up the July award. Of course, Beth won the overall award in 2018, and she carried on to that form. Seems to be getting better each year, Ger.
Yeah, if that's possible.
If it is, yeah.
Because I think some players, they're so good and so consistent that I think we expect just so much of them. So for Beth to keep doing what she's doing year after year, I think people might, take it for granted. But 5:36 she scored in the championship this year, back-to-back All-Stars, never done before by a Waterford player. It's just, she keeps rewriting the record books year after year, and she's phenomenal.
Absolutely, indeed. I will move on to August then. Desi Hutchinson, of course, chosen in August, picking up his first monthly award. I know he was honoured at your own recent Park Hotel Awards there, Ger, and I suppose he's gained huge credit, I suppose, this year for coming back into the hurling setup after his soccer exploits, and he came back really and back with a bang. Oh,
back with a bang is right. He was absolutely brilliant this year, and just to do what he did, to be 6 years out of it, away from the sport, playing soccer in England and then back with Waterford, and it's incredible. We both played, and if you were out of action for a couple of months, even injured, you'd be a bit rusty to come back. But 6 years, I think, to come back and then do what he has done this year is just amazing.
Absolutely, and I know he was alluding to it after the county final. I was chatting to him the night of your own awards as well, to say that county medal, it meant as much as any of his soccer achievements, which is just testament to what he puts into it, and I suppose what the system they have in Ballygunner as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and as I've heard him say as well, to win it with his two brothers as well, that's people forget that part of it. That's what the GAA is brilliant. You're playing with your brothers and you're the fellas you went to school with and grew up with, and that's priceless. To win counties with those fellas, you can't buy that.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice words indeed. September then back to ladies football, back to Ballymacarbery and back to the Ryan household. Ger Sinead with this incredible performance as Ballymac made it 38 in a row. It's just phenomenal. Each time you kind of mention it or read about it, you really have to, I suppose, take note.
Yeah, it's mad, really. Sinead 1-9 she kicked in the final against Cumber Rangers, and it was her 17th county medal. That's off the wall stuff.
Yeah.
But they're just brilliant. In fairness, as I said, Cumber Rangers must be sick of them. But what Ballymac have done, 37 counties in a row, is just brilliant. It's amazing. It really is.
Absolutely, indeed, yeah. And see your fellow judge in the Park Hotel, Neil Goff, has just arrived into the office here, so there's something in studio for him as well. We'll get that to him afterwards. October then we had joint winners, and I suppose the story of October, I think it's great the way there was joint winners here. Probably wasn't easy for the judges, but to highlight Ballysaggart and Rathcormac, Kieran Bennett and Conor Murray, both were great stories in their own right, I suppose, Ger.
Yeah, absolutely. October is a very busy month with all the county finals and all that. So it's hard to split them. And they were two brilliant achievements. Kieran Bennett was a revelation this year for Ballysaggart, playing midfield. I suppose he'd be known more as a defender for most of his career, but he really excelled this year. And 9 points from playing a Western final is incredible. And then he went on in the county final, and then of course they run to the Munster final. He was brilliant in all those games, and Conor Murray, he's had a super year, the Waterford captain now, and for Rathcormac, I suppose for years and years we've been talking about the big three and who would break it and all that, and I suppose eventually Rathcormac, first county title since '99, and I know the scenes were incredible, and Conor was central to that. He had a brilliant year, and he's a great footballer.
He was indeed. I'm going to be hearing from him a while as well. Last night, of course, he was crowned the adult footballer of the year as well, so he's had a busy season. On then to November, it was Conor Sheehan of Ballygunner who really kind of established himself on the starting 15, Ger, and had a big impact on an incredible run for the Gunners again this year.
Yeah, I was delighted for Conor this year. He's been a fella that's been kind of on the peripheries over recent years. He's been in the panel for a good number of years, but he was kind of a bid part player. But this year he really took his chance. He got in early in the championship, and he wasn't moved. He was an ever-present, and he was a star really of the Ballygunner run to the Munster final. Of course, 6 in a row along the way, and then the Munster final. He was brilliant and got some great points as well. And up and down the field, a real modern halfback. He's a great bit of stuff.
Yeah, great style indeed. Great to see Conor honoured. And finally then heading to Tornina for the final monthly winner and another first time winner, Owen Kearns. Of course, St Mary's, another big story from 2019. 30 years since their last county final win, and they edged out Ballydurn in Welsh Park, and obviously Owen was central to that, not alone that day, Ger, but right throughout the campaign, and obviously followed that into Munster as well.
Yeah, of course they went all the way to the final where they lost out to Russell Rovers, who were in the
All-Ireland
next week. So phenomenal stories. I think St Mary's were brilliant. I think in our review of the year, our GAA correspondent Phil Fanning said it was the year of the small club, and it definitely was with themselves in Ballysaggart. And it's brilliant for small places like that. Everyone gets behind the team, and Owen had a brilliant year, and all the lads, and they really lifted the spirits in Tornina and brought them all with them, and that's fantastic. And up intermediate now this year, it'll be brilliant for him.
Exactly, yeah. I'm sure, and Colligan as well, at least they're out of the way for the junior Ger. Might give us a chance in 2020 hopefully, but it was a brilliant story, and I suppose it's, as you were saying, Ger, off air there, don't envy the task of our 4 judges, Michael Dreslan, Liam Cusack, Stephen Frampton, and of course your colleague Tomas McCarthy, of picking the overall for tonight. Just looking through it there, it's some talent.
Absolutely not. As you alluded to, I'm a judge with the Park Hotel, and it's not an easy job, because some people will think you're a spot on, you're right, but a lot of people will disagree, so you can't win really. So best of luck to him. I wouldn't envy him, as you said. It's a very tough task. You could really pick. There's at least 5 or 6 that would be equally.
Would you even put a name on it, Ger? Would you hazard a guess, or is it too kind of
I think it's very, very tight. If I was pushed, I'd say maybe Beth Carton or Desi Hutchinson. They'd be my 2 anyway. So.
Interesting indeed, yeah. I'm sure all will be revealed later on by, of course, Mary O'Connor, whom we're really looking forward to meeting, of course. And you were telling me off air there as well, Ger, that you knew Mary, I suppose, was an immense talent as a camogie player and indeed ladies footballer from a very young age. Obviously hails from your native Cork as well.
Yeah, we would have played against Mary underage. She played with the boys, and she was absolutely phenomenal. Herself and Jodine were on the same team, and they were just lethal. You couldn't keep them quiet. If you kept one quiet, the other would just kill you. So, she was brilliant, absolutely brilliant player, and she won 12 All-Irelands. And I was saying there, she was probably a bit unlucky because the camogie in Cork wasn't as strong when she was playing as it was after. So she was a better camogie player than a footballer, and she only won 2 camogies, which is amazing. But that's just the way it was. But she's an absolute legend in Cork, and I'm looking forward to her. Yeah, she's done great. She's an excellent speaker, so she should be great tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. Should be a great night indeed. Gathering, I suppose, just before we leave you go, Ger, obviously great news yesterday on the funding for Welsh Park, and I know I was briefly chatting to Sean Michael O'Regan and a couple of county board officers at the awards in Lawlers last night. An exciting time, and I suppose a good news story for the start of the year now for 2020.
Oh, without doubt, it's a brilliant news. The longer these things go on, you just get a bit worried, that it mightn't come, and just to get that news, and then it gives everyone a lift, and they can just drive on now and put all the negativity, and everyone now should just get behind it and just drive on, because I think the plans are great, and when it's all done, it'll be fantastic, and so best of luck to them.
Absolutely, yeah. 16,000 seater stadium, and I'm sure the work is going to commence after the Munster Championship this year, and exciting plans and exciting season ahead in 2020. Ger Lawton, appreciate you dropping in. You have it nicely teed up there ahead of tonight's gala event. Good luck to all the monthly recipients, and we'll catch up with you there later on, Ger.
No bother, Gav.
Great stuff. Ger Lawton there, the Waterford News and Star will be back after the break. We'll be reflecting on the Waterford GAA Awards, and we'll also look ahead to another busy day cross-channel in the Premier League.
This is your captain speaking. We're on approach now to our second destination in our sensational holiday giveaway.
That's right. And here's what happened last week.
Whoever wins the holiday will be going on a free holiday thanks to Cork Airport and Harvey Travel to the fantastic Vistamar apartments in Costa del Sol, and those apartments are self-catering apartments. All right, let's spin the wheel. I never thought I'd say that. has landed on number 3, which is Declan. Which 2 football teams feature in El Clasico?
Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Congratulations, you just won a holiday from me!
Thanks to Cork Airport, Harvey Travel and WLR, you're en route this week for a sunshine holiday to one of these 3 locations.
Lanzarote, Portugal, or a Mediterranean cruise.
All you have to do is listen out for the Summer Sizzler song. The second of 4 great holidays to be won this week on Ireland's best station, WLR. Thanks to Cork Airport and Harvey Travel Waterford. For more, click WLRFM.com.
The Sound Store January sale is now on. That means massive savings on Bosch appliances, up to €150 cashback on washing machines and ovens, up to €75 cashback on fridge freezers. The Sound Store January sale now on at Ballybricken or soundstore.ie. And don't forget, we've got free parking.
Recycling is our way of life now, and it's up to us to play a part. Green Star in the 6 Crossroads Business Park will take and recycle most home and business unwanted materials and waste at the keenest prices in the city. From furniture, cardboard, glass, garden waste and metal. All cardboard is free disposal, so don't have it lying around. Bring it to Green Star. See greenstar.ie or call 051 333 940 or just call into the depot where their friendly staff will help you.
100,000 eyes, 200,000 wings and 300,000 legs. It's peak season here at Millhaven Honey. The drones are on the left waiting for their chance with the Queen, and all the workers are about to take flight. And the result is pure, real, quality, raw and unblended honey that you can trust. We may have black and amber stripes, but our honey is white and blue through and through with plenty of gold. Isn't that right, Joe?
And supplies me with world record breaking energy.
Millhaven Honey, delightful honey, true to our name.
WLR's On the Ball.
With Millhaven Honey, feel the energy with raw and unblended honey that you can trust. See millhaven.com.
Yeah, you're very welcome back to the programme. A busy day cross-channel in the Premier League. The early kick-off is just underway. Crystal Palace and Arsenal, of course, going head-to-head in the London derby, and we can get the team news as the action is just underway from Selhurst Park.
There are 2 changes to the Crystal Palace side which drew at Norwich in their last Premier League game, both enforced. Captain Luka Milivojevic is suspended after being sent off in the cup defeat to Derby, while Mamadou Sakho was added to the lengthy injury list in that game. So Gary Cahill and Cech Kouyaté both come in. Loan signing from Everton, Cech Tosin, starts on the bench. Arsenal are unchanged from their league victory over old rivals Manchester United a fortnight ago. It's Crystal Palace v Arsenal at Selhurst Park.
Thanks indeed for that. At 3 o'clock then, Chelsea welcome Burnley. It's Everton against Brighton. Leicester City play Southampton. Manchester United face Norwich. Wolves entertain Newcastle United. And then the big one kicking off at 5:30 this evening. Liverpool hoping to extend their lead at the top of the table, and they travel to the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to face Spurs for a 5:30 kickoff. We'll keep you posted on all those games as we go across the afternoon here on WLR. Text in on our WhatsApp. Gavin, please wish Ballinroad the best of luck against Hibernians tomorrow at 11am sharp. Come out and support the Rams. Please come on. The Rams comes in from Hannah. Many thanks, Hannah, for that. Ballinroad, of course, had a cracking win over local rivals Dungarvan last weekend. I know there's a big game in the 1A as well this evening. Port Law United and Bowes going head to head in what is a huge game taking place later on this evening. We're going to go back to GAA, and of course a bumper crowd in Lawlor's Hotel last night. Fantastic night at the local bar Waterford GAA Awards. Dacia top scorer Stephen Bennett was crowned the 2019 Waterford Hurler of the Year at the awards banquet. He's the first Ballysaggart man to claim the accolade. New Waterford captain Conor Murray is the first Rathgormack player in 20 years to receive Footballer of the Year. He played a key role in Rathgormack securing their first county title since 1999 with victory over Ballinaccorty. Ballygunner were chosen as the Club of the Year for the second successive season, an impressive year for the Gunners, who dominated the hurling county titles. Quaylon McGrath Osson Ryan was named Young Hurler of the Year, while Ballinaccorty defender Colin Foley won the Young Footballer of the Year gong. So many congratulations to the various winners last night, and to all those who were nominated as well. An incredible season in 2019. And after the awards banquet last night, I got a chance to catch up with the aforementioned Conor Murray, who was crowned Adult Footballer of the Year, the Rathgormack clubman, after an incredible 2019. He said he was overjoyed to pick up the accolade.
Yeah, of course, Gav, it's nice to be recognised at the end of the year. It's it's just a bonus on top of the Conway Cup coming back.
Absolutely, and what a year you had, bridging that gap. And I know it's a couple of months on now from that famous victory, but at the time, and you really enjoyed it. It was something special.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I've been after saying it a few times now, but I suppose the weeks coming up to it, the hype was building up, and it really did. I know it was emotional at the end of the game, but it meant so much to so many people, and you only realised that when you came back to the village, like the crowds of people that were there up to the community centre, meeting all the people, and it was a really special time, and hopefully it won't be the last time.
Absolutely, and of course, this year, I suppose you're threatening with a while to make the breakthrough, but got over the quarter-final, semi-final, and then the county final as well. So did you find getting through the knockout stages that you were gaining momentum, I suppose, once you bridged that quarter-final barrier? That seemed to be huge.
Yeah, it was a strange year this year. Like we won the first two games at a canter, in the words of Jerry Cinnamon, and we kind of took a break for the summer. Then I went off to America for 3 months over to Chicago, and that kind of re-energised me. When I came back, I was mad to get back training, and it's probably the best 2 or 3 months of training I've ever put in. It was just had one focus to get over that quarter final. We took every game at a time, and to be fair to Galtier, it was one of the toughest games we've had in a long time. They're a tough physical team, and they'll be definitely a team to look out for next year, especially with 1 or 2 more coming onto the panel. And once we got over that, kind of rolled on from there, and everything clicked.
Absolutely, and there was plenty of youth and plenty of energy, and I suppose you won a lot of admirers for the style of play you had this year. Work rate and energy was second to none. Obviously the work you've done behind the scenes as well really paid off.
Yeah, the last 4 years since Ger came in, when we started up, we were leaking goals, and we shored it up in defence, and that wasn't to the liking of a lot of people around the village. For maybe 2 or 3 years they weren't happy with the way we were playing, but we needed that. We were a young team, we weren't big, we weren't strong. Teams were running at us down the middle, we were conceding goals, and this year we kind of built on that. We had our defensive platform, we did need to work on that, so we could work on our attacking game then and breaking fast, and we have pace in abundance. We have the likes of James, who came in this year, made a massive difference. Tom came in this year as well, make a huge difference, and like if Robbie Flynn, Willie Hassey, Jason Gleeson, all strong runners on the ball.
Absolutely, indeed. And of course you went to Milltown Malbay, gave a great account to yourselves in the Munster Club Championship, narrowly losing out after extra time as well, and I know it's something you alluded to afterwards about the experience from that hopefully that can stand to you in future years. Yeah,
it was a great experience. Like, they're one of the top teams in Munster, obviously coming out of Clare. It's another tough championship, and we gave a very good account of ourselves. And I think we said before the game that we didn't know what to expect of them, and they didn't know what to expect of us. And I think for the first maybe 5 or 10 minutes we did stand off them a bit, and we realised then that we could compete with them. And I think that's very important for a lot of Waterford teams, to realise that we can compete with anyone at any age, whether it be senior, under 21, minor. We can compete with anyone because we have the talent. You can see it yourself, you're involved with under 20 teams. Us with senior, Cork beat us by a point a few years ago, pushed Clare to the pin of the collar last year. So the talent is here in the county. It's just about realising that and having the confidence. So hopefully we can take confidence from that performance against Milltown Malbay and then build on that for next year, which we're already looking forward to.
Absolutely, indeed. And of course with the senior footballers as well, you're gearing up for the start of the Division 4 League campaign. You're obviously captain as well. That was a huge honour as well when I'm sure you received that news.
Yeah, it was nice. The last few months have been pretty unbelievable in sporting terms. We're getting ready now for the 25th of January against Limerick at home in Farr Field. We've put in a good 2 hard months of training now. Jerry Fitz, our strength and conditioning coach, has us in good order. Benji and our coach Mick Casey and Ger Welch, they're putting the final touches on it now. We've a big 2 weeks ahead of us, just putting shape in place and getting all the small things in order. The hard work is done now. It's just about tightening it up, and like once the league starts, there won't be any hectic training. It'll be week on week. You'll be getting your recovery in, maybe working on 1 or 2 small things that went wrong in the game. But no, we're hoping to hit the ground running now on 25th of January.
Absolutely, because it's so competitive, Division 4. I know you have Wexford and Carlow back down there this year, and I suppose a good start, I think I was saying to Benji a couple of weeks ago, in Division 4 is vital. Get points on the board early. It can kind of hinge in what way the league campaign turns out, Conor.
Yeah, momentum is key in Division 4, Gavin. Like, if you get a win in the first game, you can take it from there, and especially this year we have a lot of new lads coming into the panel, so I think it's very important we do get off to a good start to build their confidence. Like, they're plenty good enough to be playing at this level. It's just for everybody to realise that they belong at this level. Like, the training has been put in, it's just to realise that we them players do belong. It's gelling, getting used to what we're doing, so hopefully we can get that big win on the 25th of January.
Great stuff indeed. And I suppose just to reflect then finally on tonight, obviously it's a great night for yourself, and I know a lot of your family and friends here. Rathcormac as well, we're up for Club of the Year as well, so it's exciting times I suppose really, and I'm sure you're looking forward now again to 2020.
Yeah, it's a reflection on the work that goes on in the club. Like, it's not often the committee does get recognised for what they're doing, and it's great to see a few of the lads here tonight. Tom Hassett puts in a lot of work. Shane Goff, he keeps the club going a lot of the times by himself. He's our secretary, and I didn't really realise the work he does until I did the PRO work the last 2 or 3 years, and the work he puts in, he could text it any hour of the night. He loves it, and to be fair to him, he gives it his all. So it was a great honour to be recognised or put up as a nominee for Club of the Year, and then I suppose as myself, it was nice to be acknowledged. I didn't mind as long as it was myself or Michael, to be honest, one or the other. So
staying in Rathcormac,
staying in Rathcormac, yeah, it was a good year for the red and green. So hopefully we can kick on for 2020 and bring it on another step.
Great stuff indeed. Well done. A great 2019, Conor, and best of luck now for 2020.
Cheers, Gav.
Yeah, thanks indeed, Conor Murray, for that particular piece there, appreciated in Laura's Hotel last night. Conor, of course, crowned the Adult Footballer of the Year for 2019. It's a huge weekend in the rugby, of course, crucial day for Ulster and Connacht in the Heineken Champions Cup today. Ulster are in France to face Clermont, knowing a win would see them secure a top spot in Pool 3, and that one kicks off very shortly at 1 o'clock. And Andy Friends, Connacht host Pool 5 table toppers Toulouse, knowing they need a bonus point victory to keep alive their chances of reaching the last 8. Kick-off at the Sports Ground for that one is at 3:15, and of course Munster, that huge game in Paris tomorrow. They take on Racing 92, knowing a win is required to advance to the next stage. JJ Hanrahan past fit to start in that one. Waterford's Jack O'Donoghue nailing his place once again. He starts in the back row. Mike Haley is fit to start at fullback, with Peter O'Mahony skippering the side from the back row. Robbie Henshaw and Gary Ringrose are paired in midfield, with Luke McGrath and Ross Byrne in the half backs for Leinster's match against Lyon, also tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be keeping an eye on those two big games for Munster and Leinster in the Heineken Champions Cup tomorrow afternoon.
Buying new windows and doors? Contact Munster Joinery, Ireland's largest window and door manufacturer. We've been in business for over 40 years, offering a huge range in UPVC, timber, aluminium or aluclad, all manufactured here in Ireland. Our passive PVC and aluclad ranges are the first Irish manufactured windows to achieve Passive House certification, with U values as low as 0.47. This makes them up to 4 times more efficient than the standard double glazed windows, saving you thousands in energy costs. Visit our showrooms in Dublin, Galway and Cork, or see munsterjoinery.ie. Munster Joinery, the professionals you can trust.
Start your story this January at Woodie's with unmissable savings on all kitchens, 30% off. All Dulux and Fleetwood interior colour emulsion, 25% off. And all flat pack furniture and bar stools, now half price. Woodie's, we're all homemakers. T's and C's and exclusions apply.
Oh, Brady family ham, well, it's his your only ham. Cured for 3 full days and there's no added water. Always carved from one pork joint, other hams, well, what's the point? It's the nation's ham from Mincin up to Malinhead. Come out, you other hams, come and face me ham to ham. Show them how you're made with mould and added water. And tell them how Brady family ham chased you away from the green and lovely fields of Kildare.
Brady family ham, it's your only ham.
The Grand DFS sale is now on. Plus, enjoy our best ever prices on many sofas. DFS.
WLR's On the Ball. With Malievin Honey, it's a winning way to start your day. See Malievin.com.
Yeah, you're very welcome back to the programme. There's been a breakthrough cross-channel in the early kick-off in the Premier League. Arsenal, I can tell you, have taken the lead against Crystal Palace, and a neat goal it was too by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's once again on target for the Gunners. Mikel Arteta's side in front there after 14 minutes at Selhurst Park. It's Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 1. Plenty of other games kicking off at 3, and there is also a game underway in the English Championship. That's the clash of Brentford and Queen's Park Rangers. Just on the basketball front, you may have heard this morning Emer mentioned on our sports news, Waterford Wildcats are through to the Under-20 National Cup final after a pulsating semi-final win in the Neptune Stadium, Cork last night. They were victorious over a gallant Portlaoise Panthers by 81 points to 77. The Wildcats were comfortably ahead there by 49 points to 33 at the break, but Portlaoise, with unbelievable 3-point shooting, had the difference down to a single point with 3 minutes remaining. Late scores there from Kate Hickey and Abby Flynn, though, secured the win for the Wildcats, who'll face the winners of of today's other semi-final between Dublin's Temple Nogue and Ulster Tigers. That is an incredible win for the Waterford Wildcats. The final set to take centre stage at the National Basketball Arena in 2 weeks' time. So no doubt we'll have further build-up to that and indeed reflections on that in 2 weeks' time. We'll have racing with Mark Phillips, who's live in studio after the break.
Advertising on WLR works.
My name is Rody Keary from the City Auction Rooms, George's Quay, Waterford. WLR cover a very wide area, and a lot of my clients and vendors would be in that area. I find the ads absolutely superb because you have people in their cars, in their offices, in their houses, and they pick up WLR. Only for WLR, I'd say I would be down minimum of 50% on my intake of people coming in. WLR are doing a wonderful job for us as an auction rooms, and I would recommend them to any retailer who wants to get themselves out in the public arena.
Advertising on WLR works. To find out how it can work for you, email sales@wlrfm.com or call 877 592.
Hi, David Keeling here. Perhaps because it's so changeable, we've always one eye on the weather, even more so on a family farm like ours. The Irish climate mightn't be great for barbecues, but it's perfect for growing Keeling strawberries. Milder days mean slower growing fruit, and so better tasting berries. Mother Nature is never for rushing, and neither are we. Keelings, love to grow.
100,000 eyes, 200,000 wings and 300,000 legs. It's peak season here at Millhaven Honey. The drones are on the left waiting for their chance with the Queen, and all the workers are about to take flight. And the result is pure, real, quality, raw and unblended honey that you can trust. We may have black and amber stripes, but our honey is white and blue through and through with plenty of gold. Isn't that right, Joe?
And supplies me with world record breaking energy.
Millhaven Honey, delightful honey, true to our name.
At Centra, we have great offers in our better than half price sale. Like Ready Break 450 gram, now €1.58. Innocent Smoothies for Kids 4-pack 720ml, now €1.98 each. And Robinson's Fruit Shoot No Added Sugar 4-bottle pack, now €1.74 each. Centra, live every day.
Oh, Siobhan, I'm seeing some mad things in this ball. Oh my God, I'm actually seeing wads of cash. What, really? Hang on. No, actually, I'm not. Oh, but girl, I honestly think I'm seeing Ryan Gosling here.
Want to know what's really happening in 2020? In this Saturday's Irish Examiner, we look at the faces to watch across film, food, fashion and more, plus 2020's Hot 100 cultural highlights. Only in this Saturday's Irish Examiner, with sport, food, fashion, property, TV Guide and motors.
WLR's On the Ball.
With Millhaven Honey, fuel your sport with pure, real quality honey that you can trust. See millhaven.com.
Indeed, you're very welcome back to the programme. It is a cold morning, so do get your Millhaven Honey in. Of course, this winter, proud sponsors of the show. It's still Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 1, 17 minutes on the clock in Selhurst Park. Afternoon, Mark Phillips.
Afternoon, Gavin.
To soft enough out there?
Yeah, windy enough as well.
Yeah,
so
I think the next few days, I think Gerard was telling me there earlier on that the weather isn't hectic, but look, I suppose we just have to
take each day as it comes.
Plough on with it, I suppose. Anything of note, I suppose,
yeah,
during the week?
I suppose minor things happen more so than major things in the horse racing world this week. I just read that Henry de Bromhead, his horse Monolith, he ran a cracker there over Christmas. He was a very close second to Delta Work. Henry's decided that he's going to go straight to Cheltenham. He's not going to give him another
no
run
further races just before.
He probably feels the horse runs best when he's fresh.
Okay.
And also he needs very deep soft ground. So some of the tracks, Leopardstown now are beginning to water ahead of their big fixture next month. That'll tell you how little rain they've got up in Dublin or how well the tracks dry out as such.
Very mild couple of
very
weeks.
Mild, yeah. So Henry's going to keep him until Cheltenham, so keep an eye on him.
Okay.
John Nicholson, who would be a regular in the winners enclosure in Tramore, trainer down through the years, he's quitting the training ranks. He's only he's 65. I suppose he's getting on at this stage, but he said that he's struggling to recruit staff.
Right.
Like there's only so much staff around the place to work in racing stables, and I suppose you have the likes of Willie Mullins and Henry and Gordon Elliott. They'd probably be able to pay that little bit better than we say a kind of a private trainer like John himself.
And like it is a big project. Like there's a lot of work goes on behind the scenes.
And you need continuity of staff as well to get to know the horses and everything. So John just said he was having problems with that, so he's quitting the training ranks. But he's still going to breed a few race horses as well. And I think he's going to take on a minor role. There's a trainer in the north called Keith Watson, and John is going to look after any of his runners if they travel south for him. So I'm sure he'll still be kept busy. Champion jump jockey in the UK, Richard Johnson. He's ridden at least 100 winners per year for the past 24 years. That's some record, because I mean he picks up injuries during the year as a jump jockey, you know. So he's the reigning champion over there. But he has a fight on his hands this year now from a guy called Brian Hughes, who's originally from Ireland. He rides a lot in the north of England, whereas Richard Johnson concentrates in the south. But it's going to go down to the wire, I'd say, and they'll both be trying to stay free of injuries. Be interesting to see. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing if you had somebody from the north of England.
Yeah, mightn't be. Yeah,
you know
give
what I mean.
Varied around, maybe.
Yeah,
you
like
know.
the south generally have the stronger horses,
right?
You know, but Brian Hughes has a lot of horses to ride in the north of England, so maybe he'll win.
And just to have that competitive streak as
That's
well. I suppose it's good, isn't it? Like, you know, that's what you want, you know, for the game, like, isn't it? You know,
same team or person winning it every year. You know what I mean? We're only talking about 8-9 weeks now to Cheltenham at this stage. You know, when you get over
scary,
Christmas,
really, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
a quick run in. But every day you'll pick up the paper and you'll see horses are injured, that they won't be making it. For this week, for example, I read Laurishburg and Band of Outlaws from the Joseph O'Brien yard. They've picked up knocks. They won't be going to Cheltenham. And also a decent horse called Waiting Patiently. Well named.
Pardon the pun.
The owner will certainly have to be patient with him. He's very fragile
Right.
legs. Trained by Ruth Jefferson, and came out this week and said he's got a chip in a bone in his leg or something. He's got to get that out.
So just rule out.
As well. So,
and I suppose you have to make a call on it too this time. Like, if there's not up to it, then I suppose this thing of trying to we'll wait a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You have to put
you
the plug
need
fairly.
to go 110% fit when you're going to Cheltenham, because it's a tough track and the racing is so competitive. There's not much point going there where the horse is only maybe 90% fit.
Right.
So
okay,
they may keep them for Punchestown, or they may keep them for Aintree, or they may just call a halt to the season and say put him away and we'll bring him back next year as such. Donnacha O'Brien had his first runners last night in Dundalk.
Yes,
as a trainer.
Yeah.
He had a third up there and another horse was fifth. They both ran quite well. Look, he didn't have a winner last night, but I think he will. It'll be only a matter of time before his first victory. So keep an eye on, because I'm sure he'll be trying to get his name up there in lights. And you'll have Aidan and you'll have Joseph, his brother, and now you'll have Donnacha as well. So
following in the tradition,
following in the footsteps. You'd wonder, are any of them being groomed to take over from Aidan eventually at Ballydoyle?
Yeah,
we'll have to wait and see.
You'd have to say it is probably in the pipeline, is it?
Oh, it is in the pipeline. I would imagine so.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure they're so well up there, the likes of John Magner, they must have a succession plan up there, and I'd say maybe Joseph or Donnacha will move in instead of Aidan when Aidan decides to call it a day. Boyle Sports have bought another 33 shops this week.
Right.
35 they've bought. They've bought 33 in the north of Ireland, were previously owned by William Hill, and they've bought 2 in the Isle of Man. So they're the biggest retail bookmakers in Ireland with shops on the ground. They now have 298 on the island of Ireland. So very big. Very big. They seem to be adopting a different strategy to the likes of Paddy Power, and that Paddy Power seems to be more going the exchange route, whereas Boyle Sports want to get out there on the high street as such. I don't know which is the right way to go. Maybe it'll all change in a couple of years' time. We'll just have to wait and see.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a gambling man.
No, but you don't have to be even, like, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's an interesting one, but they certainly give a lot of employment to people.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Now, looking at the racing this weekend,
weekend
Gavin,
action.
Yeah, ITV4 covering the action today from Kempton and Warwick. It's Warwick's big day. The classic chase over there. It's a real test of stamina over 3 miles and 5 furlongs. A horse called the Conditional ran very well last time out, and if he progresses again, he'll probably take a lot of beating there. The race time there is 3 o'clock. Down at Kempton Park, we have the Grade 2 chase at 2:05 with the Lanzarote handicap hurdle at 2:40. Racing in Fairyhouse was already underway there this afternoon. The first race went to Wolf Prince, the favourite there, trained by Gavin Cromwell, who only trains a couple of miles from the track. Dylan Robinson is back in action today.
Yes, that's great to see him. Dylan back on the circuit.
Suspension as such, but and I'm sure he'll be delighted. He's riding Ornua for Henry de Bromhead in the featured Grade A chase at 2:10. I'm sure he'd love to get off to a winning start.
Yeah, to be a nice story, wouldn't it, with
nice
Dylan
story,
and Henry?
Yeah,
to
but
be nice,
the horse is carrying a lot of weight, and in a handicap, he could struggle now maybe this afternoon. But look, it'd be nice for him to get his eye back in anyway, and I'm sure he'll
get something out of it.
Make an impact in the coming months in the National Hunt game. It's a funny race, and a horse I kind of give an each way chance to down at the bottom of the handicap is a horse called Revel in Pleasure, not over raced. He's about 10 or 11 to 1. So if he can, I think some of the bookmakers are paying the first 5 here, so that'd be an option there for each way players. The action tomorrow then, Gavin, is at Punchestown at 12:30 card up there. Horse called Carefully Selected has always given the impression that he's a real staying chaser in the making, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on with over the 2.5 mile trip there tomorrow in the Grade 3 novice chase. It's probably a bit on the short side for him. He needs to improve on his jumping. He was a little bit sticky the last day, but look, he's a work in progress as such, and I think he will be a decent staying chaser down the road. Biddy the Boss. came back to form.
Kilbrine Syndicate,
for
of course,
the Kilbrine Syndicate, last week. Seemingly the Kilbrine Syndicate is made up from the lads from County Waterford, but there's a couple of guys from maybe County Meath as well.
There is involved, there
and
is.
That's why the horse is actually trained by Gavin Cromwell, who's in County Meath.
Okay,
so
great,
that's where that connection came out of. But she put up a really gutsy display the last day, leading all the way, and she bids for another winning performance tomorrow afternoon in the amateur chase up there. A second Waterford runner in this race is Rocky Silver. This one owned by David and Margaret Kiley from Dungarvan. I know David well. He has greyhounds as well, and he's also big in Dungarvan GAA Club up there.
Chairman, of course, of the club.
Derek O'Connor now, he's probably in the top 2 or 3 amateur riders in Ireland, and he's a significant booking for that horse tomorrow. He's a grey horse, so you'll spot him easily in the race. That's Rocky Silver. 6 go to post in the Grade 2 Moscow Flyer Novice Hurdle. Henry de Bromhead runs Captain Guinness, but he takes on the likes of Anything Will Do and Andy Dufresne, so that'll be a very competitive race. Greyhound racing tonight in Kilcoan Park. 10 race card. We have the final of the unraced competition, and we also have a sponsored novice marathon race, and we'll also take in the action from Shelbourne Park in Dublin. 12 races up there, and of course next week in Shelbourne they'll be starting off the Gold Cup, so the action has been kind of quiet up there for the first couple of Saturdays after Christmas, but it'll up a notch there, I can tell you, next Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Gradually picks up, doesn't it?
Gradually
I know we're only still in January, and
when you just give the ordinary dogs a chance to win a few races, but like the top class dogs will begin to come out of their hibernation, I suppose, for the winter next week, and we've also got the Derby to look forward to this year, and plenty of good racing.
I'm looking forward to it, absolutely. As always, Mark Phillips, top notch, and many thanks.
Thanks, Gavin.
Great stuff, that's Mark. Looking forward to the weekend's racing and greyhound racing action. More previews later on. Just a text in here before we wrap up. All the very best to St Angela's Ursuline at 1:30 in another Munster A final. Camogie in the Camogie. Terrible weather. All the best, girls. Many thanks for that text indeed. It's certainly not a nice day to be going out playing any sort of match, but it will be tough. Especially WT Arena, which is quite a windy venue. But many thanks for that text, and we do echo your sentiments there. We wish St Angela's Ursuline the very best of luck. They take on Ursuline Thurles in the Munster A Camogie final. Of course, they won the same competition last year. Can they do back-to-back titles? It'll be some story. That's underway at 1:30 this afternoon, and I know our own Tomas McCarthy is going to be out there, so we'll be linking in with him for updates across the afternoon. It remains Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 1 across channel. We'll have a further update on that coming up on our 1 o'clock news. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with the goal for the Gunners on 12 minutes 27 on the clock. It's Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 1. And in the English Championship, I can tell you Brentford have taken the lead against QPR. They've scored there at Griffin Park on 19 minutes. Brentford 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
Just to tell you a quick one there, Gavin. We had a topical winner at our SIS meeting there on Thursday, a greyhound called Lochmarkle. And that's, all the story, the royal family this week.
Yes, of course, absolutely.
And she won at a price of 10-1. And just you used 2 words there a few minutes ago, top notch. He's a horse running this afternoon as well.
Great stuff indeed. Nice note to end on. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, that is where we wrap up this afternoon's On The Ball. Many thanks to all my guests and contributors on this afternoon's programme. All roads leading to the Granville. Suits will be getting ready shortly for tonight's gala dinner. Of course, the WLR Granville Hotel GAA Awards. Best of luck to all the monthly winners. Always a great night. Looking forward to it. Do indeed stay tuned to WLR. Timmy Ryan is going to play some cracking tunes for you between 1 and 4. He's back in the hot seat for the Saturday Jukebox. On the way. Emer is on the way with your 1 o'clock news and sport, and we'll keep you posted on the rest of the sports stories throughout the afternoon here on your local station of the year. For myself, Gavin Whelan, enjoy the remainder of your weekend. Have a good one. I'll chat to you later. Sound.